We have some exciting stuff coming up.
We do.
We are going to be going through we're going to be going through multiple different books. But in the next couple of weeks, we will be covering, is it okay if I say what we're covering?
Yeah, I'm good with announcing it.
We will be covering Animal Farm. And for anyone's like, oh, book review, that sounds really boring. And
we're going to read it to you word by word.
It's actually just kind of a fun book to read out loud. I think it's rather enjoyable in that regard, but it's about talking about the book and then talking about how it relates to culture now.
Yes.
So we're going to talk about the book, but it's not just going to be about the book. It's going to be about the broader implications of what Orwell was trying to put out there. So you won't want to miss that. That's coming up. And
I would say that's probably first week of November. I think is probably a good.
First week in November. We're going for first week in November.
Yeah, that's what 2 weeks out.
Yeah.
Unless you want to hit earlier, and then December we have a date set for. You're gonna have to remind me because I'm gonna misspeak on it again.
That's okay. I can do it then.
Yes, you do it then.
Okay. In December, we are going to be going through a series on the Federalist Papers.
Good. I almost said Confederate Articles. I'm like, no, that's definitely wrong. It's Federalist.
No, it is the Federalist. They're also known as the Federalist, but the Federalist Papers, those are basically kind of a guide to the Constitution. If you haven't read the Constitution before, you definitely should. It's not a super long read at all. I've read it a couple times. And as I've said on here, I have rewritten the Constitution. It's a bad interpretation of it, so I wouldn't read my interpretation of it. Go read that as well, because it's important for the Federalist Papers. But we're excited to be going through that, and we've actually both never read the Federalist Papers. And one of the things that we've kind of discussed, and as a critique of ourselves, is really wanting to understand what our country is founded on before we have arguments and discussions about it. So that's what we're going to be doing. We invite you guys to read it along with us, to investigate for yourself, because even if you don't agree with the things that we're saying or the Federalist Papers or the Constitution, it's good to know what you're fighting against. It's good to know like what you're actually standing against, opposed to just kind of a boogeyman or an idea that someone's given you about something.
Yeah, not to mention what you're fighting for.
Exactly. And you might end up changing your mind or not changing your mind.